What happens when governments shorten working time? My name is Antoine Germain. I'm an economist here in UCLouvain, and in one chapter of my PhD, I studied the effects of working time reductions in the labor market. Today, these policies are pervasive, yet heterogeneous across countries. For example, France has a 5-week mandate on paid time off, while the US does not have any law mandating vacations. Moreover, these policies have a long history. Since the Industrial Revolution at least, labor movements have called for higher wages and shorter working time. Yet, for economists, these policies are somewhat unusual. And this is because of the way we economists think about hours work. The workhorse model that we have is one where workers receive an hourly wage and have to decide on how many hours to work at that hourly wage. Clearly, if that model were true, governments should not intervene on working time because it would go against the very choice of workers. Rather, the government should focus at improving wage rates, and this is where economists are studying policies like minimum wages or tax benefit policies. My paper studies the effects of changing the model and adopting one in which it is not workers choosing hours, but it is firms. And I show that this leads to sharply different conclusions on the effects of working time reductions. In particular, when firms are setting schedule but also wages, all workers would welcome a working time reduction at the given hourly wage, but firms would react to the policy by cutting wages. Besides these theory considerations, I also evaluated what happened empirically when governments actually reduced working time. And for that, I focused on the first ever working time reduction here in Belgium. It was in 1910 in the coal mine industry. For that, I collected a firm-level dataset covering the universe of mines in the country at the time by digging into the archives. I showed that the reform caused a massive drop of profits, with firms losing on average 80% of their profits. This paper is interesting for me because it also opens doors for future research, notably on the interaction of wages, hours worked, employment, and imperfect competition. This has consequences for the assessment of a range of other policies. For example, tax benefit policies or the regulation of amenities. I recently defended my PhD here under the supervision of Professor François Maniquet. In the summer 2025, I'll be joining the University of Pennsylvania to work as a postdoctoral scholar under the supervision of Professor Ioana Marinescu. I'm very grateful for the 10 years spent here in Louvain-la-Neuve, and I'm excited for the next chapter.